Hi, good day. I am Princess Mainana, and together with my group mates, we're going to discuss about teaching online in a learning environment. The availability and the instantaneous access to knowledge and information in the internet and the web have dramatically changed the practice and the delivery of online programs. There is a remarkable increase in the numbers of educational institutions today that offer online courses. In the local sense, the Department of Education, or DepEd, has required the use of blended learning in the delivery of K-12 programs. Teaching online and teaching in traditional classroom are not the same. They also share similarities and differences, but teaching online requires sound pedagogical and technological knowledge and skills. In other words, online teaching and learning refers to education that takes place over the internet. Various methods such as one-on-one video calls, or group video calls and webinars.
A virtual learning environment in educational technology is a web-based platform where digital aspects of courses of study, usually within educational institutions, they present resources, activities, and interactions within a course structure and provide for the different stages of assessment. Using a Venn diagram, write down the similarities and differences of online teaching and classroom-based teaching. At the center of the Venn diagram, write their similarities. There are some outstanding features of online environment which offer ease and convenience for both the teacher and the students but may not be feasible in a traditional classroom setting. Teaching in this context offers ease in shifting the time and place of online interaction. Online content may be presented in various formats in video, text, in multimedia. There is provision for extended access to these online web-based materials, the capacity of the net to access huge volumes of content in practically all subjects, and the net's enabling features to support human and machine interaction both in synchronous and asynchronous modalities.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Danica L. Lorelia, and today I will be reporting the Community of Inquiry Model. So what is Community of Inquiry Model? It is a group of individuals who collaboratively engage in purposeful critical discourse and reflection to construct personal meaning and confirm mutual understanding. It is an educational community of inquiry. It was developed by Garrison, Anderson, and Archer. It was also known as Community of Learning Model or the Community of Inquiry Model. According to this model, genuine learning can only be achieved if there are sufficient levels of preferences. So there are three preferences: the social presence, cognitive presence, and teaching presence. First is the social presence. It is the ability of participants to identify with the community, communicate purposely in a trusting environment, and develop interpersonal by way of protecting their individual personalities.
Through social presence, dito nagkakaroon ng understanding o knowledge ang isang tao based on how she interact with other people kasi sa pag-i-interact, magkakaroon or magkaka-attain ng knowledge ang isang tao.
Second is the cognitive presence. It is the extent to which learners are able to construct and confirm meaning through sustained reflection and discourse.
Cognitive presence is how a person confirm meaning through her personal experiences and understanding.
Next is the teaching presence. It is the design, facilitation, and direction of cognitive and social processes for the purpose of realizing personal, meaningful, and educational worthwhile learning outcomes.
In this type of presence, the teachers have to facilitate the learning process of the student. There are three important roles of teachers in creating teaching presence. First is design and organization of the learning experiences. The teacher have to organize her content and how she's able to transfer knowledge to her students before proceeding to the lesson proper. Next is devising and implementing activities to encourage discourse and interaction between and among students, between the teacher and the students, and between individual students and group of students and content resources. During the lesson proper, a teacher should implement an activities that will encourage an interaction and communication between her students and students to their co-learners. Through this activity, the students will be able to know how to communicate and engage with other students and how they work collaboratively with the co-learners. Next is engaging in a variety of direct instruction in adding subject matter expertise. A teacher should connect her lesson or subject to other expertise to help students deepen their understandings. Figure 3 will show us the interconnectedness of the three presences. Cognitive presence could not be attained if there is no supporting discourse from the social presence. In teaching presence, you have to set the climate or set the surroundings to attain social presence. In teaching presence, before proceeding to the lesson proper, a teacher should select content to achieve cognitive presence. And that is all my report. Thank you and good afternoon.
My topic is all about learning management system. What is learning management system? As a millennial and digital learners, you have learned mastered various computer, application, and other mobile apps at the tip of your finger. You also learned from the previous lesson about system and software application with what you have initially learned about web-based instruction and online teaching. So, as a learning management system is a software application for the administration, documentation, tracking, reporting, automation, and delivery of educational courses, training programs, or learning and development programs. What Discovering LMS or Learning Management System? Discovering Learning Management System is an online system software which is used to plan, execute, and assess a specific learning process. In the simple words, software used in learning programs in which helps in administration, documentation, tracking, and recording. We have 11 benefits of learning management system. First, streamlined training process. Second, ability to deliver engaging and motivating training. This is a fact that each individual learns in a unique manner. Third, technology leverage. In this digital world, the working system has totally changed and centralized learning. And fifth, tracking, reporting, and features is that you can enhance performance through tracking and reporting tools. Six, evaluation capabilities. Easy upgrades, simplified learning process, and learning management system or LMS refines the learning process, reduce cost and time save, interactive environment, and anytime, anywhere learning. Finally, some common features found in the majority of learning management systems.
Good day everyone. My topic is all about tools and resources of learning management system and their functions. There are several learning management systems in the market which are available for educational institutions and business organizations. A typical learning management system has the following tools and resources to offer which can help users design, develop, and organize their online programs. There are 8 tools and resources of learning management system. First is Workspace. Workspace, every learning management system provides this specific tool. However, and for some, they may call this with a different name. My Workspace is a place where you can keep personal documents, create new sites, maintain a schedule, restore resources, and much more. Workspace is a space used or required for one's work as in an office or home. Next is Announcement Tool. Announcement Tool is another learning management system tool where online teacher may use to post announcement for the class. Usually, the class is alerted to check regularly the announcement for an update or for other important notice. Announcement tools allows for the delivery of messages to the entire class, to groups, or to a specific section within the class. Participants will see the announcement message displayed in the announcements area of their home area, as well as within the course itself. Next is Resources. Resources is a tool designed to serve as a repository of all instructional materials such as journal articles, PowerPoint lecture presentation, videos, and other multimedia materials. Other learning management system may call this a work bin or by any other name but serve the same purpose. Resources, it is a type of project management tool that enables you to plan, allocate, and then track who's working on what project, when and for how long. Next is Syllabus. Syllabus. This tool is where online course syllabus is posted. Some learning management systems provide a template for this tool, and online teacher simply fills up the required information such as title of the course, code course learning outcomes, class schedule, and course description. Syllabus, it is a tool designed as a multi-part, unit-based tool. This is, the course syllabus can be created and posted in parts. Chat room. This is a virtual classroom where the teacher and students meet in real time. This is a tool where synchronous communication takes place. All the transcripts are recorded and the online teacher can retrieve them for review. Chatroom is primarily used to describe any form of synchronous conferencing, occasionally even asynchronous conferencing. Next is Discussion Forum. This is another learning management system tool where asynchronous communication between the teacher and the students and between and among online students can take place. Other learning management system can call this particular tool as discussion board. Discussion Forum is an online discussion site where people can hold conversation in the form of posted messages. Next is Assessment Tool. Online teachers can likewise give online tests. This assessment tool helps teachers to organize and post several types of tests. Assessment tool are techniques used to measure a student's academic abilities, skills, or fluency in a given subject, or to measure one's progress toward academic proficiency in a specific subject area. And the last is Whisper Button. Teachers may use this tool to communicate to a particular student or a group of students for any particular message intended only for them and not for the entire class. Whisper button, to speak softly with a little or no vibration of the vocal cords, especially to avoid being overheard.
Good morning, everyone. Today I will report to you the classroom management in an online environment. Synchronous communication is one type of communication that requires real time. In online learning, it usually takes place in chat room. Well, the teachers will create a chat time or classroom for the discussion. This is also served as their virtual learning or virtual classroom. This is not new for us. We couldn't deny the fact that in today's society, we are depending on what we so-called the advancement of technology. As you can see, when the coronavirus takes place, our mode of learning had changed. In order for us to learn synchronous, our teachers are using such different media platform for us to be able to learn. We have Facebook, Messenger, Google Meet, and Google Classroom. Practice communicating synchronous communication requires in an online environment is quite challenging for many online teachers. And it is also discouraged many online practitioners to use these tools for online discussion.
To conduct synchronous communication requires a set of skills on the part of online teachers. The skills is what we call technological skills. It refers to the application of the tools and resources of the learning management system, skills in designing course content, and selection of appropriate instructional resources. The use of chat room for synchronous communication requires some set of rules and guidelines for effective teaching. Why? Because if there are no guidelines, the synchronous session can create chaotic and disorderly class meeting in the chat room. It is possible that the students post anything, and the tendency the teacher or the online moderator may lose control of the discussion.
A pleasant afternoon to each and everyone. I am Gerald M. Portosa from BTL Ed 2. Our topic for today is all about the guidelines in moderating synchronous session in a chat room. So before that, when we say guidelines in moderating synchronous session in a chat room, it means that we have simple rules and guidelines to be observed while inside the chat room. First one is the teacher greet the students upon entering the chat room. For this role, it's the teacher's duty to greet their students first, especially in our online class now. Second one is to check the attendance. You may advise students to state their name, course, year, and location. We, the students, we know that in every checking of attendance, it is our duty also introduce ourselves. Third one is do not start the class discussion if majority of the students are not present. It is a teacher's duty to wait their students first before he or she start his or her class. But with the students, it is our responsibility also to attend the class on time. Fourth one is spend time to socialize with students by way of asking light and friendly questions while waiting for the others to enter the chat room. In this role, we the students, it's up to us if we have any questions or any clarifications to our co-students about our previous lesson in that subject while we're waiting to others. Fifth one is advise students not to post their answers unless they are asked to. As students, we are aware of this rule and it is our obligation or responsibility to not post or share our answers unless they are asking. Sixth one is encourage students to reflect on the question raised by the teacher and on the answer of their classmates while we're waiting for their turn to react and participate in the discussion. So the teacher will encourage his or her students to reflect on the question so that they have an interaction between the teacher and their students. 7.1 is the teacher should follow up or sustain the discussion by way of encouraging the students to post their reactions. It means that the teacher will explain broadly the lesson or sustain the discussion for us the students to understand the lesson and have a reaction to the lesson. 8.1 is use the messages or whisper button to address specific needs or concerns of a particular student or group of students. Avoid reprimanding students in the chat room. In this rule, if the teacher has a concern to his or her students, the teacher will message his or her students privately and avoid also to criticizing your students in the chat room. This is not for the teacher, but this is also for your co-students. Ninth one is scheduled chat session in a group of 10 to 12 students to promote and sustain online interaction. If you have a big class, you may divide them and schedule specific chat session for each group. It means that the teacher will schedule his or her class ahead of time so that their students will attend their class on time. And in the discussion, there is an interaction between the students and the teacher. Last one is try to use emotions to motivate the students and to enliven the discussions. This is one technique to humanize a technology has dehumanized. In addition, in the event of a need to leave the chat room, always post a note so that everyone is aware of your exit. Do the same when you return, or for both the teacher and the students. Always encourage students to think and reflect all times. Prepare questions that will engage students in higher cognitive thinking. The teacher or the chat moderator is encouraged to use a different font style and color for ease in identification. Predict the closing time for the chat. Summarize class discussion and conclude the meeting by way of commending the students for their participation. That's all for today. Thank you.